It's 2016, and the contributions of African-American women continue to be overlooked in this country. For the 5th year, HelloBeautiful.com is launching its Women to Know series, celebrating 26 Black women who are at the forefront of creating social change. Roland recently spoke about the list with one of the women highlighted on the site, Nikidra Robinson, founder and CEO of Black Girls Vote, and Allison McGevna, managing editor of HelloBeautiful.com. The website, like TV One, is part of the Radio One family.
When you talk about highlighting them and the accomplishments, why do you think Black women have often been ignored? Even when if you ask people to talk about civil rights movement, they might name 10 men before they even get to maybe Fannie Lou Hamer. If you throw Ella Baker, they have no idea who you're talking about, and certainly Constance Baker Motley or Diane Nash or any of the other sisters involved.
Absolutely. Black women have been the pillars of holding up their community, but the fact of the matter is, I think sometimes there's a lot of sexism in a lot of movements, and people don't necessarily want to talk about it. And I think a lot of times Black women are just, they're getting to work and they're not necessarily looking for the recognition. They're always looking for just to advance the movement. So what's exciting is that we had the opportunity to look at these women who are not necessarily worried about self-promotion. They're worried about the job and the task that they have at hand, but we can give them a platform and we can talk about the incredible work that they're doing. So it was really an honor to get to do that.
Nikidra, I made that point because, again, as a student of history, I can sit here and rattle off names, but when you talk to people, you talk to a lot of Black women. When you start asking folks to begin to name historical figures, they might stop at 2 or 3 versus being able to go a lot deeper.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's so important that we have an opportunity with Black Girls Vote to get out and engage and educate people in the community. And even with us, we launched Black Girls Vote on November 30th, the birth date of Shirley Chisholm. And when we talk about voting, we talk about the impact that Shirley Chisholm had as the first African-American woman in Congress. So we're grateful for Hello Beautiful just giving us a platform to share our story and talk about some of the great women who are doing amazing things, past, present, and then in the future.
It's interesting. I was looking at, you talk about Kamala Harris, I was looking at a story because the California Democrats actually endorsed her, and then the sister of one of the opponents criticized them because they said, well, you could have endorsed the first Latina to be United States Senator. And I'm going, there's only been one Black woman who's been in the U.S. Senate, so it's not like there's a long list of Black folks, especially Black women, who've been in the United States Senate. So it's interesting, even in that case, it was sort of like, well, Black women, y'all had one, y'all should endorse this one Latina versus Kamala Harris.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that we see consistently. People a lot of times will say, well, you have Black History Month, so why do you want to study it for the rest of the year and those kinds of things.
In March, Women's History Month, but still.
Well, I think what's happening is that, it's just a sidelining of what incredible work Black women are doing. And we're living history right now. These times and the women like Nikidra are going to be the women who are in the history books in 20, 30 years from now. So we were really excited to have the opportunity to highlight them in a way that really hasn't been done before.
Do you also think that when you begin to talk to young women, I always make the point, especially in this show, that if you don't tell your story, nobody else will. I mean, the first Black newspaper, Freedom's Journal, said in 1827 in the lead editorial, we wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. Bottom line is, if you don't, nobody else will.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I would agree with you, and that's why with us it's about engaging and educating our community, because our 18 and 25-year-olds, as you're talking about that young generation, what we're finding with Black Girls Vote is that we have to meet them where they are, meaning go out in the community. So we have to go into the tennis shoe stores, we have to go to the basketball games, we're even doing something where we're going to the strip clubs, right? From the pole to the poles.
Oh, not the strip club!
No, but those are women, these are everyday women that we have to talk to and have to engage, because they...
You're saying strippers vote too?
Absolutely, we all vote. Black Girls Vote, and it's a concrete fact, it's a call to action, as well as our civic duty. So we're out there and we have to do the unconventional things to get these women to the polls, but then talk about the policies that will improve the quality of lives for Black women.
All right.
And it's interesting because you say that because we have really at Hello Beautiful felt like we wanted to have the list be a reflection of what the audience is saying. So you talk about meeting them where they are. The audience, this is what they're interested in. As much as they love to discuss lots of the exciting things that we love to talk about, like celebrities and hair and makeup and things like that, this is really where our audience is going, and they're really excited about these things. They're really excited to see women who are everyday women but are doing these incredible things. I think it's really inspiring inspiring, and it humanizes them. One of the problems we had so much in the movement was, you hear about Martin Luther King or Ella Baker, and you think these people are bigger than life, and you think that therefore, when you rob them of their humanity, that you can't be like them. But women like Nikidra and Marilyn Mosby and Kamala, it's really exciting to see the fact that these are everyday women who did incredible things, and so you can be like them too.
All right. We surely appreciate it. Thanks so much, and good luck with it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Coming up, Nate Parker continues his conversation with Roland, discussing the heroism of Nat Turner and why it was important to tell his story in the Sundance smash, Birth of a Nation. We'll be right back.